G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 3 of my Lightning Eye of Reckoning Archon playthrough. In between episodes, didn't miss much. I just went and did another run through the Warden's Laboratory to get a few more crystals. And other than that, it's time to start Act 2. Now, at the end of the last episode rather, I showed you all of the crafting that I was doing and explained why. So if you don't know what components you want, then head back to the last episode. It'll probably be the last 15 minutes of me repeating several times what the components are, and yeah, you're good to go. If you don't have everything there, I know I said this in the last episode, but if you don't have all of these components, don't stress, just get the ones you can. Spend all of your iron bits. You don't need the iron bits for anything else, so you can spend it all on getting those components, and you should be able to get close, but don't stress if you can't. So, Act 2 is a lot of piercing damage and a lot of fire damage at the start. There will also be aether damage, which if you're still using Milton's hat, aether resistance is not going to be a problem. If you have all these components, then at least your top row shouldn't be too much of an issue. Bleeding should be fine. Piercing can be a little bit low, which may be a problem. But we should be fine. So, first up, let's take care of Shanks. I'm going to kill his friends first, just to reduce the incoming damage. We don't actually have a whole lot of sustain at the moment. Lifesteal is not good with Eye of Reckoning, or at least not as good as with other melee skills. So, we may have to find a different way to get our HP back, and regen's probably not going to be it. It will work, at least initially, and if I put some more points into the Mogdrogan's Pact line, I mean, we could get decent regen early, but it's a lot of skill points. So we'll have to come up with something, maybe one of the early devotions. I can swing over and get the ghoul a little bit early, perhaps. Anyway, Stephen Skinner here, good name by the way, not at all creepy. If you just put your mouse or your cursor or whatever options you have at the bottom of this top option and just click through, it'll resolve that issue for you, send him to town, and then we can go back and collect our free ring whenever we want. Do I want it now? I'm probably okay. The free ring, I can't remember the resist it gives. I want to say piercing and nothing else, but it does have some flat physical on it, and decent but not amazing stats. So we can go get that whenever, and it might even be worth using. Drew Larkin here, go ahead and just accept his quest and then pretend he doesn't exist, because we are not siding with him. Anyone who's done this quest both ways that are possible, probably never sided with him again. Alright, so inside this cave here, we have got another devotion shrine, which is good, because that will get us started on, not on the Rowan's Crown, we still need to spend a point over here. Also, I was looking in between episodes, we could quite happily take these 7 points and put them into the Fox and then the Empty Throne. That's maybe slightly better, but it's honestly no big deal. We're going to be respeccing out of all of that at a later date anyway, so just go with whatever you have at the moment. Or if you're feeling particularly min-maxy, feel free to make that swap. I'm not going to bother, but you definitely can. The Fox will give you a little bit of lifesteal. Not amazing, certainly not enough to completely fix the sustain problem, but it is an option. Okay, so for armor, I'm looking for resistances, and I'm looking for armor value. So something like this is, I mean, it is more armor, but the retaliation is worthless to me. The spirit is kind of nice, but not massive, so that's kind of a no. This helmet, it's okay, I guess. I do want to lean more towards fire damage early on. We will be converting all of our physical over to lightning. Yeah, maybe next episode or the one after, we'll see how long it takes to get there. But we're going to be mostly fire until then, and even after we get the MI to convert all of our physical to fire, we will still have a decent amount of fire damage on Eye of Reckoning, pretty much until level 100. So getting fire damage is never a bad thing for this character, it just may not be the optimal thing. Also, I was looking at some items. I did some vendor resetting earlier just to look at items. If you don't have this blue sword, don't stress about it. There are scythes available that you can buy from the shop, so never mind having to get a fancy drop. You can literally buy this from the vendor. Something like Superior of Ruin or Searing, Searing of whatever the basic fire suffix is called. Any of those will be fine. Just get a scythe if you're around about level 20, and it'll be fine. So what do we get here? Rune Carved of Alacrity. That's actually not horrible. It's a one-hander, which, yeah, we could do a one-hander and a shield or a dual wield. The dual wielding relic is actually why we're still continuing Act 2 instead of jumping straight into Forgotten Gods. I do want to get the Kaiman one-handers to convert this over to lightning, kind of, maybe not ASAP, but soonish would be great. The issue, of course, being Forgotten Gods straight out of Act 1 is a little bit rippy, and I wouldn't be able to dual wield them anyway, even if I did have them. So I would have to use a one-hander and a sword, or a one-hander and a shield, sorry. Which is, you know, it's fine, but I would rather be dual wielding them. Alright, we're safe-ish, so we are going for Soulfire here. I do want to get 1 point in Tectonic Shift, and then I want to get into the Guardians with Celestial Presence here. The good thing about the Guardians, well, obviously it's the resistance shredding. It's the entire reason anybody takes them in any build. But the main point I wanted to make is that they actually shred physical and elemental resistance, and we are doing a decent amount of physical for now. Whereas if I went to get the Wind Devils, which also shred resistances, they only do elemental, so they'll be better later. The Guardians are better now. So we're going to go for them first, and oh my god, I've found Aether Crystal Heaven. I don't think I've ever seen 6 here before. It may have happened, but it was so rare that I've just never seen it. Usually you get between 2 and 4, so that is crazy amounts of Aether Crystals for here. Definitely happy about it, for sure. So very glad to see it. When you get to this part here, don't forget to come down here and talk to Isaiah Redden, and you want to take the top options. So you want to have him have what you're going to say, but make it quick, and then apologize to him, because he's going to sell us resistance potions once we get to Act 3. And you don't want to make him mad, otherwise he won't sell you stuff. And you certainly don't want to side with the other guy that we got the quest with, where you're going to have to kill him and you miss out on the merchant in Act 3. Okay, we're going to pick up all the quests here, and I've already crafted the relic here. So I crafted Equilibrium. I said at the time you would be getting a free relic in Act 2. Well, this is that quest. So if you didn't craft one, you're going to return the relic to the Elder, or return the relic that you get from the Elder to the Rovers. And if you crafted Equilibrium like I did, then you're going to return it rather than keep it, sorry, because we don't need the relic. So if you want the free relic, it does give you some mana regeneration, gives you all stats, gives you a damage boost. It's a good relic. If you want it, you'll just be a little bit lower on reputation, and you may have to wait a little bit to do some of the quests. Now, my chest there, Tempest of Readiness, is amazing for a level 94 monster infrequent item that you need for your build. For level 20, though, I'm looking to upgrade it. Now, what I shouldn't have done is sold the quest reward for the fabric quest, because that would be a really nice thing to have right now. But I did sell it, and so I don't have it. How about these boots? I do like movement speed, but I think I prefer the stats on the other one. I definitely should take the movement speed. I'm just not going to. Alright, so Nicholas Balthazar here can be a little rippy. If you stay in melee range, you should be okay. So that's the plan. Plan is stay in melee range, use healing potions as needed, and just be aware that if you try to run, he actually does a decent amount of damage from range as well. I mean less, but more. That sentence makes no sense, but you know what? I'm gonna just stick with it. That attack from range does a decent amount of damage. It also stuns, so it's fine. If you need to disengage, go ahead, I guess. There he goes. War Master's Pride. Nice amulet. Gives bonuses to stuff I'm not using. Overseer's Helm is really good. So let's just pick all this up. Balthazar's Crest, eh? Scorched Ends. I'm going to wear this. Scorched Ends is pretty much perfect for us. We will be converting a lot of our damage to lightning, but as I said, we will have a lot of fire anyway. Scorched Ends is going to give us +2 to Eye of Reckoning. Great. And it also has a Fireball proc, which is also pretty good. So I'm going to be wearing this once I hit level 22. This helmet is also one that I'm going to swap in. This is not such a big deal now, because we don't have a huge amount of components that we want to put in our chest or legs. But if you notice, the second bottom line on this item is increase armor absorption by 30%. That's from the Overseer's prefix, and that means we could take one of these scaled hides, or potentially both of them off. Let's just... I can't wear it yet. Okay. But yes, that will be very, very useful later on, and it's even kind of useful now. For example, we could take the scaled hide off here and put another silk swatch on, get a bit more piercing resist. So it's good even now, but it's better later when you have better components available that you might want to use. Also, I should have done this a while ago. I'm going to turn the magic items off now. I don't want to see them. If it doesn't have a rare affix on it, I'm probably not going to use it, so there's no need to be picking up every yellow item that we run into. Alright, the reason we're in that cave is the dynamite, which we do now have. So, where is it? Just here, dynamite. The other thing we wanted out of there is royal jelly, and ideally you'll get 3. Doesn't always happen. I would say probably about half of my runs through that cave end up with me with 3 or more royal jellies. There's a decent chance you're not going to have it. It's fine. The quest that you need 3 royal jellies for comes after a beehive, so we'll just go into the beehive and we'll get our royal jellies from there. Definitely leaning on health potions a little bit too hard here. Thunderstruck of Alacrity is pretty good. What was that? Oh, it was a weapon. Never mind. For some reason I thought they were gloves. Alright, there we go. The other way you could do this build as well, I didn't really mention this in the first episodes, I probably should have. What you could do is a fire version of this build. It would work just as well, and it'd probably work better while leveling, but I'm going to do lightning, just because I kind of want to do lightning. Not particularly any reason. The fire version probably is better. It's certainly going to be easier to get the weapons for the fire version. And the Scorching Ends, or of Scorched Ends, suffix will be a little more useful to a fire build, but that's fine. I'm going to do lightning. Other people have done fire, and they're both pretty good. Alright, so Beehive coming up over here on the left. I'm going to take the scenic route here, kill a bunch of pigs, and also get some other stuff as well. Alright, this is where you want the... Actually, we'll come back for the bees. Come back for the bees, alright? I am gonna go in there and do the beehive because I need the royal jelly. But I want to get the devotion shrine that you can't quite see on the map at the moment. It's just here. I want to get that first. And this is why I said in, I think in episode 2, but certainly I've said it previously, you want a frozen heart. It's for this devotion shrine. You just need one for it. There we go. Okay, decaying weathered scythe of scorched runes. We've got a new weapon. Unfortunately, we're full, which doesn't help. It was purple I needed. Yes, 1 point in purple. There we go. Also, apparently it had another one anyway, so we'll take some flat elemental damage. Get some extra elemental damage percent as well. Very, very nice stuff. And we also... Well, I'm going to swap this out, okay? I'm changing my weapon, so I don't actually need this vitriolic gallstone anymore. I will be using the enchanted flint instead. Early on, you don't really care what type of damage you're doing, you just want more. It's when you start shredding resistances that you start favoring one type of damage over others. What's that belt? It was resolute. Okay, you can have that one. That's fine. And we're going to sell all this. These shoulders, I'll hang on to them. I may not use them, but we'll see. We'll see. How about you? Thunderstruck of Blood. No. Right. Let's go get our new weapon. Because I don't have a component on this poison sword at the moment, I don't need to worry about changing it. Also, the decaying prefix on this weathered scythe, 9 vitality damage, kinda not great. Converting the damage to vitality, also kind of not great, but like I said, we don't really care what type of damage we're doing at the moment, we just want to do more of it. So, let's actually go over here. Eye of Reckoning, 586 to 709. It's a decent increase, and then once we chuck on the enchanted flint here, it's a much bigger increase. Though, to be fair, putting the vitriolic gallstone on would give a very similar increase. Getting another Scorched Ends here is pretty nice, though. Yep. Alright, so we're good to go. We just picked up actually a decent amount of damage from that devotion point, and from changing the weapon too. And we'll get... Oh, Scorched Runes doesn't give +2 to Eye of Reckoning on a weapon. So I was going to say we'll be up to 20 out of 16, but no, we'll only be up to 18 out of 16 when we can put on that medal. I think it was a medal in another level. All right, so I'm kind of whirling through all these bees here. I'm looking for royal jelly. There we go. I've got 4 now. You only need 3, so once you've got your 3, you don't have to fight the queen. But I'm just going to. If you're going to fight any of the queens of the various hives, you absolutely want to stay in melee range. They have various shotgun-type attacks that they will use on you if you try to run from them, or if you are at range from them. So you definitely want to stay close if you can. Ronapraxis Sting there, great for other builds. Actually, a pretty good amount of resistances on that, but I think we're good. Okay, we're done here. I've got what I came for, which was royal jelly. Again, you only need 3, so once you have your 3, you can leave. You do not have to fight the queen if you have your 3. In fact, if you get 3 from the previous little dungeon, then you don't need to go in here at all. Let's just run up the road here. We'll get the rift gate, and then I'm going to rift back to the rovers camp, the previous rovers camp, and we'll give them their relic. So this is, where is it? This one right here. This is the bone talisman. That's the relic that they're chasing. And we are going to give it to them because we don't really need it. Another one. Massacre, two-handed axe, two-handed fire axe. +4 to volcanic stride, some flat fire damage. This isn't bad. It is allegedly a slight downgrade, but you could definitely use that. Okay, here's the Rift Gate. Let's grab the Rift Gate. And then I'm going to go eat some Conversation Pie, because we have some quests to turn in. I forgot completely about Stephen Skinner, so we'll go and get the ring from him, decide if we're going to use it, and then well, we don't really need to talk to Monet or Barnabas just yet. So here's our ring from Stephen Skinner here. Physical damage, good. Health, good. Pierce and Elemental, okay. Is it better than anything else I'm wearing? Not really. The Veloth's ring comes with more acid damage than the Skinner family seal does of physical. It's got better stats. It does have less health, but it has better resistances, so kind of just happy with what I have. May as well report to Mornay. It'll give us, I think, a little bit of reputation with the Rovers.
Well, you work fat, Derry.
Okay, what do we got here? Devil's Crossing. Alright. A little bit of reputation. Never goes astray. We definitely want to get the Devil's Crossing up to respected. That's the entire reason why I'm doing this section. So we will absolutely be doing that. And if I could go to the right Rift Gate, and actually, if I could go to the right Rift Gate, we'll turn these other quests in as well. Alright, so Graven here. I found the Elder. Now, this is where you make your choice. If you lie to him, you get a free relic. If you don't lie to him and give them their relic back, then you get some iron and a whole bunch of Rover's reputation. Like I said, I don't really need that relic, and so I'll take the reputation, thanks. But up to you which one you prefer. The activatable effect on that other relic is quite strong if you actually use it, and I'm forever forgetting to push the dang thing. Alright, from one Rover's camp straight into another one. Go ahead and pick up all the quests here. Click the right button. There we go, we have a deal. And Hiram here going to tell us about a troll that's just outside the camp. And we are going to go and spin on his face until he is dead. Or until we are dead. But regardless. Here's Golgoth, the Rampaging. Now, I probably should dodge those big overhead smacks. Apparently I did dodge it, but I should be evading it like that. Because they're going to hurt. They're going to hurt actually a lot. Whoop, missed me. Also, it's definitely not a good thing that I don't really have much in the way of sustain. So I should be dodging anything I can. Let's head back down here. Do we have Rovers? We're at friendly, so we did get a level up, or a reputation up, and we'll have a new quest down here. Ava, you have injured men. Is this enough royal jelly? So this is what I wanted the royal jelly for. It's going to get us some regeneration potions. It's going to get us the recipe to make more of them, and some more Rovers reputation. Also, coincidentally, level 22. Okay. Continuing the trend of me being horrible at remembering to spend points, let's go ahead and get 1 point in each of these. I probably should maybe put a few points in Ascension, but nah, she'll be right. I will put 1 point in there, and then 2 in here. I want to get to 40 points kind of soonish. I could go and take these 6 points out of here, and then we'd be at 40 already. It's probably what I should do, but it's not what I'm going to do. Okay, summon Guardian of Empyrean. So we've got one of the pets. Now these currently do very little in the way of damage. They don't have their aura, which is going to burn things around them, shred resistances. They don't have that yet, so they're just a little bit of extra damage. What do we got? Spirit. Take Spirit up to 10, and that'll be enough for me. I am going to leave Physique at 10, and I'm going to hang on to these points. Now, I could check. I absolutely could go and check. the requirements for Kaiman's Father Kaiman's weapon, but I don't know it off the top of my head. It may need cunning, so I'm going to hang on to a few points just in case I need some cunning. Actually, let's do the right way. Let's do it the right way. So we search for Kaiman. I have Grim Tools up on my other screen. Where are we? Kaiman's Sanctified Blade does indeed require cunning. Let's just change that to the lower level version. Kaiman apostrophe S. Here we go. The level 20 Kaiman Sanctified Blade needs 173. We will probably be starting with the level 41. There's going to be that annoying gap in the middle where you can't actually drop either of them. So we will almost certainly have the level 41, which is going to need 301 cunning. So yes, we will need some cunning. But no, I'm not going to spend it now. Alright, Hallian the rat here. I don't need to kill him, and actually he's a little bit scary. Because I don't have heaps in the way of sustain, and he has heaps in the way of hit points, and also because I don't need his MI and I don't need to kill him, I'm just going to walk away. And what I should do is go and change those devotions. That's honestly what I should do. That's going to be, what are we up to, 9? Yeah, that would be a lot of Aether Crystals just kind of thrown away. I definitely should do it though, getting even a little bit of... You know what, I talked myself into it. You absolutely don't need to do this, but it is definitely a good idea, and I should have done this. So, for the second time, we are revamping our devotions. Let's go ahead and take that point out of there. We'll take 1, 2, 3 out of there. We'll take... No, I can't take the points out of that just yet. Put 1 point into there. So we need one in green, 1 in purple. We'll need those anyway, so that's fine. Goodbye, Aether Crystals. Okay, we're going to take the Fox instead. The Fox we're taking for this node here. The regen's, I guess, nice. The bleeding is, I guess it's nice. But the attack damage converted to health is what I want there. 6%. We're probably actually only going to get 2% of that, but it's 2% on every attack, so it's kind of okay. And then 1, 2, 3 there. Then we can take this one. So this is actually the exact same number of points, because I'll be able to take that one out of there. And then come down here, and what are we short on? Green. I lied. It's 1 extra point. But I kind of think it'll be worth it. Once we get a few more points in Eye of Reckoning, now at the moment it's 30% main hand damage, so we're getting not quite 2% of that 6%. I probably should have done this right from the start, but anyway, it's fine. Let's go take some damage and just see... I mean, it's not bad, but here we go. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, got some new shoulders. So that's nice. Alright, we've got Chaos convert to fire. We don't really do much in the way of Chaos. Yeah, we don't do anything in the way of Chaos. So kind of don't care about that. But this does come with a bunch of fire and burn damage, which we are doing. And then Aether and Chaos resistance as well, which is good. So let's chuck that on. I'm also going to swap the helmet, although I'm not going to go changing my components here too much, because I am going to swap that helmet out if I can get a incendiary, well, when I get an incendiary one. Yep, still need that component. Still need this component. There we go. Do I have a Mark of the Traveler yet? I do not have a Mark of the Traveler yet. I do have, however, that one. So we'll swap that over as well. Now, that means I'm going to lose a little bit of health, probably. She might have gained some health. That's fine. Here we go. Resistances, they're okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. Most likely going to wear these, actually, in the next level, but we'll see. Let's go actually kill some stuff. Right. So we'll get out of Hanafi Mine. Mostly I come this way for the free dynamite. Did I pick the free dynamite up? I think I did, yes. The other reason, though, is you get to dodge the pit. The pit can be a little rippy. Can be a little rippy. Let's go play in the pit. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? We die and we have to start again? I mean, I guess that would be pretty bad. Let's not vibrate on the pile of rubbish there. Who do we have? We've got Ascedian with his big two-hander. Not sure I like this, but anyway. Let's get him off of that Inquisitor's seal. We can maybe get a little bit of range. Now, we are absolutely not regenerating or life-stealing anywhere close to enough damage to kill him. So, I think I can kill him, but I may need to run away. Nope, he is life-stealing as well. Yep. That's a fight that's not going to end well, so I'm just going to walk away from that. Don't really have the damage to kill him just yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Only level 22, playing in veteran, so everything has more health. It's definitely fine. Okay, incendiary cask, murderer's stuff. The murderer's stuff I don't really care for so much, but the incendiary hat is pretty good. Get us some chaos resistance for later, and good stats all around. Just over here, you see these hidden spoils. You can spin the camera here, and you can much more easily see that. So up to you if you want to come over here and get this. The hidden spoils, all of the hidden chests like that, you are not going to get good loot out of them most of the time. You can absolutely get blue and purple items out of them later. But the chances of it actually dropping you a blue or a purple item is pretty low. I mostly get them because I think they're fun. Okay, Marauder's Gloves, is that a gun thing? Kind of. I do like attack speed. I do like spirit. No, I don't think I'm going to. Hanging on to that, aren't we? Alright, we don't need to kill these guys, but you know what? I think I'm going to. And we need one more bandit forge. And there is a hero over here. This guy's... We used to call him super uniques in Diablo 2. He's always here. So Slavak the Breaker. He'll be here every single time you come through. Apparently he's got a lot of MIs now. I think they may have increased the drop rate on monster infrequents just in general. Patch notes did say that ultimate difficulty had some increases, but I kind of feel like they increased all of them, especially the Crunley's MIs, because this helmet, I used to go through the entirety of Act 2 and not see one of these. So I think they've increased it. Also, this Murderer's stuff, same deal. I used to go through the entirety of Act 2 on multiple difficulties, and I would maybe see one piece of it. So either I'm just incredibly lucky in this run, or they increase the drop rate. Definitely could still be luck. Just seems unlikely. Right, we've got another Devotion Shrine coming up, which is good. I like Devotion points. Moneybags here. Moneybags is good to kill because he drops dynamite. I believe he drops 1 to 3 each time you kill him, but he definitely drops some dynamite. So I'm just going to rub my face against him until he dies. And any of his friends should come into range. Yep. So he just walked around the corner, straight into a whirlwind, and down he goes. Light bringers of attack. Not horrible. The Ring of Vile Intent, if I was still using that other weapon, I would maybe consider that, but I think we're okay now. So yeah, you mostly kill him for the dynamite, honestly. How am I gonna Jenga this? You know what? That'll do. But he is absolutely worth killing. If you ever want to farm dynamite, this is the way to do it. Although, if you ever want to farm dynamite, just go farm Aether Crystals instead and make them. But we don't have that option until we get to Homestead. You need a Black Legion Smith in order to craft them. Brimstone Shoulder Guards. Okay, now we are talking. Now the question is, do I like the Brimstone Shoulders more than I like the Incendiary Shoulder Plates? I think the answer is no. But I also think the answer is kind of for now. So I don't need Chaos Resistance until after Homestead. I don't really need Aether Resistance once we've killed Crunley until, well, Homestead. So I do like the armor on those. I think I'll leave it for now. But definitely could do that. Let's go ahead and chuck that point in there. Breaking one of the rules of hardcore. Don't spend devotion points while there are enemies shooting you. But, you know, the first rule of hardcore definitely can be broken sometimes. You just shouldn't. Starting to glow a little bit. We've got the red shoulders on. I think I have a red hat as well in my inventory. Definitely got one now. Ordered of Readiness. Now that is a downgrade in armor, but an upgrade in damage. I did just say I don't need that Chaos Res until later, but let's have a look. 907 to 1078. It's definitely an increase. We do get that Chaos Res, which, I mean, I don't need it, especially since I'm capped. How did that happen? 20, 34. I probably got a little bit there. There it is, a little bit more there. Yeah, I definitely don't need the Chaos Res, but you know what? We'll swap it in. It's a little bit more damage. More damage means more lifesteal, so more damage is safer, is what I tell myself to justify this small increase. I also need to get rid of some of this stuff. So let's just go ahead and sell all of this murderous stuff, which honestly isn't bad. What about that helmet? What are you? Negating of Vitality. Less fire damage, same percent damage. It does have health. Health is good. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Let's actually go kill Crunley this time. Maybe. No promises. So Crunley... Okay, we're getting a lot of the Aether types now, which is fine. The Aether shoulders and helmet are kind of okay to use. The Aether shoulders, from memory, convert elemental damage to Aether, which is not something I want, so I won't be using those. But the helmet might be good, maybe. If you didn't kill Doreni back in Act 1, you'll be fighting him here, and this door will be shut. I pretty much always just kill him now, unless I want the key. The key can be annoying to farm if you don't take it from him. So it's probably worth killing him if you want the key. So if you're doing a Pet Conjurer, or maybe you want to get your hands on a Chthonic MI a little bit early. But generally speaking, in my opinion, better to just kill him. Save a little bit of time here. Alright, let's go rub our faces up against Leander Blackwater Green. Mage Storm of Haste could be good to wear. What do we got for resistances? A little bit of Vitality. Don't really need that Elemental there. The Pierce, I kind of want the Pierce, and the health is nice. I think we take the move speed though. Upgrade for armor? No, never mind. I can't lose 100 armor. That's a third of my armor and my boots. Alright, so this little section here, you can come through here, you maybe get some more royal jelly, so if you're using the regeneration potions, which honestly is not a horrible idea, you can get some more materials to craft more of those if you so wish. I was pretty much coming over here for the loot in the wall. Never expect to get anything good out of that. Never expect to get anything good, but it can happen. Alright. If you haven't already killed Moneybags by this point, this fight is going to be a little more scary for you because he hangs out just here. And he can be a little scary when he has a whole bunch of friends with him. Alright, level 23. What do we have? I think we just have stats here. Yeah, I think so. What are we up to? 37, so I could take those out and be at 43. What does that get us? It would get us Soulfire, actually. We're gonna do it. This is absolutely not something you need to do, but I have a healthy supply of hit points above the minimum that I consider, so we can afford to lose that. Also, if we look at the lightning damage on here, 131, we're actually only getting about 40 of that, and 1 point in Soulfire. We can't see it, but 1 point in Soulfire is double and a half of that. Also reducing the target's damage, which is quite good. Okay, begin Operation Max Soulfire. It's going to take us 3 levels, and it's absolutely going to be worth every single point. Alright, hanging onto the Cunning for sure. And do I swap this in now? We're in town, but I am about to fight an Aether boss, and my shoulders do have Aether res on them, so I'm going to wait. So we're going to go and kill Crunley. Crunley lives across this bridge here. We're going to have a couple of his crystals to kill, and then the first time you meet him, he wants to talk. The second time you meet him, if you have to come back here for some reason, like maybe you didn't go out the back and get the Rift Gate and you went to work, then you'll have to do the dungeon over again, and he won't talk to you the second time. You only get to talk to him once. After that, he just wants you to die. Alright, when he puts his shield up, we're going to run away a little bit. That's his shield. You can see kind of the bubble around him. We can't really hurt him so much when that's active, so we'll just run around a bit, regen some energy. Also keep in mind, the whole time you're fighting him, he is putting goop underneath your feet. See the Aether goop over there? And he does it fairly frequently, so it might be worth just spinning around him. Also, pretty poor sustain on this character, so definitely keep the ads under control. He's got his shield up. I'm just going to kite him around a bit. No more shield. I think he keeps stunning me, or something else is stopping me from spinning a lot of the time there. Again, keep the ads under control. Keep the extras out of the fight. And now we just spin and run away because of potions.
I can't do that yet.
Alright, as soon as that shield goes down, we should be able to kill him pretty quickly. He's going to put up his other crystal and summon friends, but kind of doesn't matter at this point. Alright. So, Impervious of Butchery. I'm wearing this immediately. Absolutely. Crunley's ring comes with pierce resistance as standard, and then the Impervious there is also going to be giving me a little bit more on that. I think the cold comes from impervious as well. Butchery is probably the elemental there, but this is health, attack speed, good resistances. Blood Pact we're not using. It's going to be a shaman thing somewhere in here. Actually not sure exactly where. But, hang on, where is it? That one? Yeah, there it is. So we're not using those totems, but absolutely worth using. So I lost a little bit of poison, which is not amazing, but a little bit of poison, a little bit of aether, and we'll get some other stuff. Now, before I go to town and start messing with components and selling loot and all that sort of stuff, and then go, oh, look at all these quests I can go turn in. Don't forget to leave before you leave. Leave the hideout, go out the back door, because if you don't, you're going to reset your rift, because I know I will, and then you'll have to run through the entire hideout again to get back here. And we've just been through that hideout, so unless you exit the menu, you're going to be walking and not really doing much. So Twin Falls, jump out of the hole there, and welcome to Undead City, literally. But before that, let's just duck back to Devil's Crossing, because this is actually where we stop. We are heading into Forgotten Gods territory. I think I will go back to Twin Falls briefly and collect the Devotion Shrine from there. But otherwise, we are heading to Forgotten Gods at this point. When you go to Forgotten Gods, you absolutely must have capped elemental resistance. If you can get 50% over, do it. But you must have capped elemental resistance. It's good to have capped everything resistance by this point, but also, good luck. But there is so much elemental damage in Forgotten Gods. Going there without at least capped elemental resistance is crazy. And you definitely don't want to do that. Yes, I do have stuff I want stashed. Chuck that down there. I'm going to hang on to the dynamite. I probably should hang on to that and use it, but you know what? We'll put it in the stash and forget it exists. And we've got a couple quests to turn in as well. Actually, while we're here... Yeah. Give me a corpse dust. Get a little bit more health. I'm tempted to put another corpse dust on this Slith Primal Ring as well. Also tempted to replace this with Leovinus' ring. I think it'll be okay for now. Okay. We'll go turn these quests in. We'll go back to Twin Falls and get that Devotion Shrine. And then we'll head into... Head into Forgotten Gods here. Okay, Mornay said blah blah blah. Yep. Mornay says that a lot, actually. What else we got? Follow the Emissary, not quite yet. Get to Homestead, not quite yet. Bring the Annals of Arcobia back to Old Love over here. So we're going to do that. Also, Quaid here had a whole bunch of quests for us. We've destroyed the forges. We've killed moneybags. So they're all done. And we have some texts that Amkala might find interesting. As far as Rover's Rep, we're coming up on Respected. Not really super relevant at the moment, but when we get to Respected, we will have some toys we can buy from them. Not just yet, though. Alright, also need to get my components back. Let's get the add-on here. Definitely want the piercing and bleeding resistance, and doesn't really matter for this one. That's fine. Kasparov here, he's going to want some dynamite, so we can give him some dynamite. Get a level there, pretty good. 1, 2, 3. More points in this. Yeah, this is the swirlies you're seeing now, so does it do it if I don't hit things? No. course it doesn't. That'd be too easy. Alright. Those swirly things, that's what this is. Alright. Attribute points we're going to hang on to. Let's go get that devotion shrine in Twin Falls. We may as well do the totem as well since we're in the area. Now you can talk to Powder here, she'll tell you the bridge is out. Which, I mean, you can already see that. But you can talk to her if you want to. It's a little bit of flavor in the world, as it were. I'm going to kind of head over to the left here. I'm not so much interested in the bees. I'm more interested in... just up here. These two. So Helen Fletcher, I'll handle this, and Julius Cole. What we're going to do is we're going to give him some iron bits, and then they're going to go to Devil's Crossing, tell her about the prison, give them a second chance, and now we can go find them in Devil's Crossing later. And I want to say they give you XP and whatnot, but I'm actually not sure if they do. Anyway, do the right thing. Get the good ending, you know? Or just kill them. That's also fine. I mean, it's a computer game. They're not real. That's a semi-juicy group there. More of them dragging themselves out of the ground. These guys should all die pretty easily. The ones you want to watch out for are these guys here. So yellow glow means this is a priest. And priests are the bane of your existence in this entire section of the undead. Because you'll be fighting, for example, Musiloki, the nemesis for the undead faction. And you'll burn him down to 3% of his health bar, and then he'll jump back up to full because there's a priest that you missed. And now you have to spend another however long to get his health bar back to 0. Okay, Forsaken Spirit Totem. By this point in the game, you should be able to do most totems just fine. There are a couple that I will still warn you against. Anything that's called Celestial, don't click on. But aside from that, you should be okay for most totems at this point. Totems, good choice, good source rather, of blueprints, and also the occasional blue item. So that is a lightning two-handed axe, and that is a pretty big upgrade. Now, the downside, and I am going to call this a downside, is that, well, 12 to 1400. Okay. Now, there's no real good option for lightning components. I think amber is the best option. You're not going to have a fire aura, so the flint here gives you that aura with a bunch of flat fire damage. You don't get that for lightning. Amber is going to be your best option. Which, yeah, it's okay. Let's actually see. If I check that on there, I mean, this says that it's worse, but I'm not sure about that. Converting all of that physical over to lightning, it's already lightning, I guess. There's a lot of flat lightning on that. I'm really not sure about this. So this Weathered Scythe has 10% attack speed on it. The other one does have some offensive ability, I guess? Let's give it a shot. It probably doesn't matter, all things considered. But let's give it a shot. What were those gloves? Those gloves are 100 extra armor. So, yes. We'll try this axe out, see how it feels. Still feels the same. We'll give it a shot, alright? At the end of the day, it's probably not a big deal. Did I clear my rift? Is that a thing that I did? Maybe. Nope, we're good. Okay. Checking here as well for the lectern that'll have a quest item on it. It's not there for me. There'll be one in this area somewhere. I'm going to go find it. It's going to bother me the whole time we're doing Forgotten Gods because it'll be a quest sitting in my quest log. Having said that, I did just pick up this one as well, which is also going to be a quest sitting in my quest log that's going to bother me. It's fine. Okay, we beeline for the... you know what? We beeline for the hidden loot. So we're going off the map again. And once again, this is entirely optional because you're probably not going to get something good out of it. You can, but you're probably not going to. Gloves. No. No? No. Boots. Definitely no. Alright. Let's go get that devotion shrine, and then we can start on Forgotten Gods. This is the third location of the lectern, so one up here with potentially the totem. Totem could be somewhere else as well, but so one here, one in this little amphitheater, and then the third spot is going to be here. I definitely shouldn't be doing that while I'm being beaten on by all these idiots. But, well, you know. Don't look at your map while you're being attacked. First rule of hardcore. That's fine. Okay, Devotion Shrine, let's go. There we go, picked up our devotion point. And let's go ahead and spend that. This is going into the Roman's Crown, obviously, so we get a little bit of spirit and defensive ability. Spirit seems like it's, you know, it's not very sexy, it's not a whole bunch of elemental damage. But spirit does give you damage. So if you mouse over these, they'll tell you what they do. We've spent 10 points into it. You do get a little bit of health from Cunning and Spirit. You get more health from Physique, but you do get some from Cunning and Spirit, so they're not as bad as they used to be. But you do also get energy regeneration, and magical damage. So Spirit scales our non-physical damage, and we're doing... Do we actually do any physical damage at the moment? 14 to 17. Probably got an item or a devotion point somewhere. Just gives us a little bit of flat physical. Actually, you know what it is? It's the Eye of Reckoning skill itself does a little bit of physical damage. So, Spirit is good. Cunning is good. I mean, stats in general are good, but they're definitely not the sexy choice, you know? It's not a massive circle on the ground that does huge amounts of damage to everything and shreds its resistance. But it's still good. You need stats to wear things. You need stats for health. It's all good. Right. That's actually going to be the end of the episode. This seems like a good place to stop. I don't really have enough time left to really get into the Forgotten Gods stuff, so I'm just going to end it here, and we'll start Forgotten Gods in the next episode. So thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for now.